You see before you the four key mistranslated verses in Psalm 139, and I'm showing them to you in Hebrew as a preview of coming attractions. If you can't read Hebrew, this is probably going to be very annoying and boring, but what you need to do is see that he's this is a song, a marching song, and we had already seen 139:13. Is ki ata kanita kolite kiliote. See, it's got a ba 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 cadence in it. Okay, tsukeni babeten imi. All right, you see how that's got that blah 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 blah. So if you were marching, this would be like helpful. This would be encouraging. And that sort of cadence picks up and continues in 139:14 when it says odeka. But I think that really what the meter is supposed to be is dekael, and then this would be knoraot, and then this would be nifleti, and then this becomes niflaim, maseka. But what I'm kind of breaking down is at the end. It looks like it's an antiphony, like one group will sing one section of the psalm, and then somebody else replies with a different meter, because this is nefeshi, wayadat, da'at, ma'od. So you see, like here at the end, this is a two-syllable ending, imi, ma'od. They're intended to be two syllables. All right? So that's the first thing I wanted to bring up, is that there's a certain cadence. And if there's this cadence in the middle of the psalm, then that means it started at the beginning, which, of course, I haven't plotted the whole psalm. I was just trying to show why the pro-lifers are wrong and why the translation is a lie. But that doesn't really do the psalm justice. Okay, the fact that pro-lifers and so many other Christians are so narrow-minded and all they care about is their politics, and they don't give a flip about what the Word of God really says. Why should I cater to that by replying how the verse is mistranslated? What I should do is just go to Psalm 139 and parse it, and then show the whole psalm so you can see the context. So that's what I think I'm going to have to do here, because here also, I'm not sure, because the meter breaks here, or I'm breaking it and my brain just isn't working. Okay, because this was lo nikad, and then otseem, or let's see, otsemi. This is my bones. Okay, my bone. They translate it my frame, and it's my skeleton, but it's talking about more than that. These are all specialized terms in the Mosaic Law that are being referenced to. And then mimeka, from you. Okay, so basically I've got to figure out what the meter is here, and then when it breaks and when you have the responders. Okay, because it looks like this part of it at the end of each clause is somebody responding. In other words, here in this verse, this is a second group replying to the soldiers, including David, saying this first part. And the same thing is true here. That's a second group. And the same thing is true, not sure quite where you want to start it. My mouse got stuck, sorry. That might be where it starts for the second group. I'm not quite sure that that's going to be accurate. The point is that each one of these clauses, all right, is a song between two groups of soldiers, and they're on the march, and they're remembering their purpose in light of God's omniscience, in light of His founding of Israel, and in light of the promise of Messiah. So the entire focus of the psalm is messianic. All right, it's an answer to Deuteronomy 32:8. It is not about abortion, okay? And the words that are used are specialized terms in the Mosaic Law, like kanita. That has to do with the redemption clauses in the Mosaic Law. Redemption, ransom. Okay, Israel will be ransomed at the end of time. It has nothing to do with creating the fetus at all. Zero. So whoever was translating Psalm 139:13 was completely asleep or completely harried, or maybe he was sick. The King James translator must have been sick, not feeling well. And then instead of everybody else caring about what the Word of God said in subsequent translations and allowing the fact that, hey, humans get sick and they make mistakes, instead of correcting the translation, they repeated it, the mistake. And the same thing is here for this, nephleti. This is a specialized term that was used for God marking out Goshen during the plagues of Egypt. It has absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with making you fearfully and wonderfully made. It's a complete mistranslation. All right? Complete. So again, the translators are asleep at the switch, and you can understand why the KJV translator would have gotten it wrong, because he probably worked in, something, a cell that was the equivalent to, an airplane bathroom. The translators don't work under good conditions, especially back in those days. They had dripping candle wax, they had smelly parchments. It wasn't good. So it was easy to make a mistake, and they made a lot of them. So what? But how come we in the 21st century don't fix those mistakes to honor the hard work of past translators, who obviously are human just like we are? Because we don't care about the Word of God. And that's patent here. To turn this into an abortion passage is the biggest travesty of all. It aborts the Word of God. This is a Messianic passage. Okay, and when he's saying lo nekad otsemi, okay, you didn't kick off. Kick is a very important word in the Mosaic Law that Moses uses in Deuteronomy 32. Okay, and otsemi is my bone, my frame, my skeleton, my existence. And this particular word, which I'm going to cover in a future video, is saying I didn't have an existence. Okay, my skeleton didn't have an existence. I wasn't there. You could have stopped it right there when the skeletal stage, but you didn't. But Christians don't care what the Word of God says, and neither do the translators. This is just unbelievable. So, preview of coming attractions. This is a song, la 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 la, and then I'm not sure how the other meter goes when the other side is answering. And in future videos, I'll show it. I'm going to have to parse the whole psalm first to get the meter. That's it. Brain out.